clashes during the liberation of the village of Kamenka in the Kharkiv region. At the end of the image, the Russian flag flies at the top of the building.
Don't forget to leave your opinion about the video in the comments, subscribe, and like.
Kursk region. Earlier, President Putin thanked the troops of the Korean People's Army who participated in the defeat of the Ukrainian armed forces in the Kursk border region. The Russian people will never forget the feat of the Korean fighters, the president emphasized. Don't forget to join our Telegram group. The reconnaissance unit of the southern troops spotted the pickup truck of the Ukrainian armed forces and launched a fierce attack. After the pickup attack, the infantrymen tried to hide in a wooded area, but Russian fiber-optic drones did not leave them alone. Paratroopers of the Airborne Division shot down a Ukrainian UAV with the 9K-35 Strela 10 system near Chasiv Yar. Footage of joint combat training by North Korean and Russian troops. A fiber-optic drone spotted 2 Ukrainian armed forces infantrymen on the move. Hearing the drone, the infantrymen crouched down. However, one infantryman did not survive it. Kharkiv region. In the forested areas near the village of Udi, Ukrainian armed forces assault groups were waiting for safety in the bushes. However, Russian attack drones accurately hit and destroyed the Ukrainian infantry's position in the woods. After a Russian FPV drone hit an armored vehicle of the Ukrainian armed forces in the Sumy region, the vehicle burned to scrap. As a result of a direct hit by an artillery shell on a Ukrainian bunker where a Starlink satellite system communication kit was located, Ukrainian infantrymen recorded the video. Near Pokrovsk, the 255th Regiment scored a direct hit on a bunker containing Ukrainian armed forces infantry. D-20 howitzer crews of the airborne troops destroyed a group of airborne troops and an ammunition depot.
Внимание, выстрел! Выстрел! Внимание, выстрел!
35th UAV operators of the Eastern Group of the Combined Arms Army destroyed UAV communications equipment and a control center of the armed forces of Ukraine. FPV calculations of the West Group destroy Ukrainian armed forces equipment in the Kharkiv region. The footage shows precision drone strikes destroying a T-72 tank, a Ukrainian armed forces transport vehicle, and communications equipment. Soldiers of the 200th Guards Motorized Rifle Brigade of the Southern Forces Group destroyed a mortar and a UAV control center. The footage first shows the destruction of the UAV control center. Then the mortar position of the armed forces of Ukraine is hit. Everything was captured moment by moment on objective cameras. Russian Grad and Oregon MLRS are conducting a large-scale offensive near the settlement of Bogatyr on the Shakhtarsk direction. Russian FAB-500 bombs equipped with Universal Planning and Correction Modules, UMPK, attacked Ukrainian armed forces facilities in the Kharkiv region. A UAV control point of the Ukrainian armed forces was detected near Kursk. An attack FPV drone then mobilized and blew up the position. Don't forget to join our Telegram group. In the southern Donetsk direction, operators of the 2nd Assault Battalion of the 79th Independent Airborne Brigade destroyed basements, strongholds, and temporary deployment points where infantry of the armed forces of Ukraine were located. Drones loaded with powerful ammunition destroy everything in their path. Don't forget to leave your thoughts about the drones in the comments. The footage shows the attack of the Iskander missile defense system against a camouflaged position of the HIMARS MLRS of the armed forces of Ukraine near the settlement of Novonikolayevka. A kamikaze drone belonging to the center group visited the hiding place of the 151st Omber of the Infantry of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. The drone landed after flying a little over the ditch. Russian armed forces are attacking in the Kursk region. Russian troops destroyed a temporary bridge built by Ukrainian engineering troops in the Guevo region. The Russians continue to cut the logistics of the Ukrainian armed forces. This is now the main problem for the AFU in the Kursk region. A bridge in the village of Kazachya Lokhnya was completely destroyed by the impact of a kamikaze drone loaded with heavy aircraft-type ammunition, followed by an FAB-3000 airstrike. Kharkiv, Kupiansk direction. FPV calculations of the antagonist group are destroying the equipment of the Ukraine armed forces. Trucks, Bukanka, with or without REBs. They shoot all the vehicles they see. The tank of the Ukrainian armed forces, camouflaged in the woods, burns with a single hit of a fiber-optic drone controlled by the operator Yuzhan. The Russian drone unit destroyed 2 Baba Yaga drones during combat operations. Another way to stop drones is to attack them in the air with another drone. Weapons like the Tor M2 or Buk M3 or ZU-23-2 can shoot down drones in the air, but sometimes it is not very fast and easy. Therefore, it may be faster to shoot down drones by colliding with each other in the air. Write your opinion in the comments. UAV operators of the Southern Group destroyed an armored combat vehicle of the Armed Forces of Ukraine near the village of Dzerzhinsk. The Ukrainian armed forces are abandoning the best of Western weapons as they withdraw from the Kursk region. RT military correspondent Vlad Andritsa reports. The Kozak APC is seen in the footage. According to the report, Ukraine has lost a total of about 500 units of heavy equipment and weapons in Kursk, Zaporizhzhia region. A Pantsir SS SAM system of the Dnipro forces shot down a UAV of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. Pantsir S is a short-range air defense system, a surface-to-air missile and artillery system developed by Russia and mounted on a mobile platform. It has 1257E6, or modernized versions, air defense missiles, effective range 20 to 30 kilometers. Phased array radar systems for both target detection and engagement. Near Tokmachka, the Russian Grad MLRS missile unit launched a series of powerful strikes on Ukrainian positions. The BM-21 Grad MLRS has 40 rockets. It can fire all rockets in about 20 seconds. Russian fiber optic drone operators shot down a group of Ukrainian armed forces infantrymen on an ATV from above the engine. What is interesting in the video is that even though the infantrymen recognize the drone from a distance, they still do not run away. One of the infantrymen even runs under the bridge, but the others for some reason don't. How do you think we can explain this? This morning, a group of Ukrainian soldiers infiltrated the outskirts of Popovka, where they took refuge in a once residential building. The area has long been unpopulated. Russian drone operators mobilized and destroyed the house where the soldiers were sheltering with 2 drone strikes. Don't forget to join our Telegram group. Russian reconnaissance units quickly identified 3 mortar positions of the Ukrainian armed forces. Without delay, drone operators flew to the mortar positions in 3 different locations. The mortars were destroyed with a single strike. UAV operators of the 37th Separate Guards Motorized Rifle Brigade of the 36th Combined Arms Army destroyed an abandoned armored personnel carrier vehicle in the direction of South Donetsk. Such abandoned vehicles can be a trap. Therefore, their destruction is important for the security of the region. Pokrovsk direction. In the Novo-Nikolaevka settlement, Russian drone operators ambushed Ukrainian armed forces personnel and armored vehicles. The Russian drone, which is waiting with its engine and propeller turned off, immediately turns on its engine when the target approaches and hits the target directly. In the same region, a Russian drone ambushed 2 American-made Humvees. The Russian drone collided head-on with the Humvee. The Zala reconnaissance UAV of the Russian paratroopers detected and destroyed a foreign-made howitzer in the Zaporizhzhia region.